Hello there, it's Gabby here for you from Confidence After Cancer, and I hope this finds you well. I'm talking this week about a topic that comes up for so many people that I'm working with and people that I'm talking to, and that is how do you get a good night's sleep? So I'm going to touch on three things here that have helped me help people that I work with. First of all, it might sound a bit counterintuitive, but I'm going to talk about thinking about how you set yourself up for the day. How do you act in the morning? What are little tips you can do in the morning that's going to help you get a better night's sleep? The second thing I'm going to talk about is the room that you sleep in, your bedroom, hopefully. You've got a nice bedroom, like most people have. Very blessed to have that. And then thirdly, the thing that I think it can be the biggest struggle is thoughts. Those thoughts that come to you in the middle of the night that you don't want, those thoughts that go round and round in your head and they're not welcome. What can you do about those if you've got those thoughts? If you've got fears, particularly cancer patients, fears of recurrence, what can you do about that? So I'm going to talk, as I said, first of all about the morning, what you can do. And a good nutritionist, Julie Silver, gave me these tips ages ago, and it just really stood me in good stead. I'd never really considered this before. And she thinks about, setting yourself up in the morning for, we all know that we should be exercising. We all know we should be moving our body. And quite a lot of the time I spend at a laptop or at a computer or on my phone or at a desk writing. And so I make a conscious effort now to get some exercise. It can be 5 minutes doing it can be 5 minutes doing something else, or hopefully on a lovely sunny day like today, I've been out and I've been to our local park, just got myself moving. And so I do that first thing in the morning, sets me up for the day. Okay. The other thing that I've picked up on is from a lady called Susan Stewart, I've mentioned before. She writes about intermittent fasting, and she's got loads of well-being tips as well. But one of hers was, when in the shower or first thing in the morning, think about your day and think about it, visualize it going in the best possible way that it could. We all worry about things that don't happen. And sometimes I've done this in the past. I've played things over and over and worried about things that might happen, worried about things that haven't happened yet. And, if it does happen, I've lived it twice. So now what I try and do is think about my day, and when I finish my exercise, go and have my shower, I'm thinking about what I'm going to do that day. Even if I'm not particularly worried about it, just think about simple things and what would be the best possible outcome. And I play that over and over in my mind like a little video, just for a couple of minutes in the shower. And that really helps to calm my nerves, settle, my worrying mind, stop me thinking about things too much. That really helps me. So the second thing I'm going to talk about is the bedroom or the place that you sleep. What can you do to make that help you sleep? And for me, I studied feng shui a long time ago, and I really appreciate now the energy and the calmness that can bring into your life from having a calm, uncluttered space. And that really helps me. And I know if things are a bit overwhelming, sometimes it can just help me just to tidy out one drawer or do some decluttering, take some clothes to the charity shop, get rid of some old books that I've not looked at for a long time, all of those things. So I really make an effort now. My house isn't perfect. It's not picture perfect all the time. I'm not claiming that. But my bedroom is always clean and uncluttered. And that really helps to soothe me and get me in the frame of mind that I'm going to bed. I've got no distractions. I speak to a lot of people, particularly if they're working from home, and they're bringing work into their bedroom. And that's really so bad for you, because even if you think, oh, I'm not thinking about work now, shut my laptop. If your laptop's still there and your work papers are still there, subconsciously, your mind knows that there's unfinished business around. Okay, and what you want is good, complete rest when you're in your bedroom. The other thing that's really a good feng shui tip is to think about, things under your bed. Have you got, a lot of people just have a lot of clutter under their bed? Is it dusty? Is it dirty? And if it is, maybe spend a couple of hours just sorting that out, just putting things in order. Some people keep bedding or towels, whatever, under their bed. But if you put that in order, if your bedroom is a place of calm, that really helps me to sleep. It really does. I've got the other thing that I've got in there is that I've got into the habit now of having a really good schedule. So I said to somebody the other day, if you're thinking about putting yourself to bed, how would you treat an agitated toddler? Well, you wouldn't just let them run about and watch crazy things on the TV and let them eat a lot of sugary food and then just throw them into bed and expect them to go straight to sleep. You'd calm them down. You'd speak to them softly, maybe give them a warm drink, and just take some time just to calm down. And if you do that at the same time for yourself every night, maybe it's a warm bath or a warm shower, or just changing into, your night clothes, again, subconscious message to your brain that it's sleep time now. It's not, work time. It's not time for thinking. It's sleep time. It's time for rest. It's time for you. Rest is so important for your body to rejuvenate, to restore your energy. We all need that. I hope it goes without saying that I've made a conscious effort now that I don't have any caffeine after 3:00. And I forget sometimes that it's in, a fizzy drink, or it can be in a coffee, or even a tea. It's not got much caffeine, but it does have caffeine. So I try not to have those drinks too late at night. I am also very conscious of the fact that I cannot watch stimulating or scary films just before bed. My husband, it really doesn't bother him. He loves a good serial killer. Not for me, just before bed. That would disturb my sleep and not make me sleep very well. So, and the other thing is no alcohol before bed. If you're struggling with sleeping and your sleeping patterns, sometimes you think, oh yeah, well, just a little drink, it'll help me sleep, it'll help me to relax. But when you have got alcohol in your system, it's not a proper sleep, it's not a deep sleep. And I know that. I might fall asleep quite easily, but I wake up really early as well, and my sleep is not steady and it's not relaxed sleep. So again, if you're conscious about trying to improve your sleep patterns, try going without alcohol for a little while as well. The other thing I've got as well is, I'm not here to give you medical advice, but one of the supplements that helped me a lot, because I used to get cramps in my legs as well. So when I used to get cramps in my legs and my sleep wasn't great, I started taking a magnesium supplement just before bed. And that really, really helped me. It's something that you might want to try. You can get magnesium sprays now. If you have a hot bath or a warm bath with Epsom salts in, that's got magnesium in it as well. And that's getting it into your system. The other thing you might like to try that is lovely is a lavender spray, or these sleep mists that you can get, or an oil diffuser in your bedroom that's got a lovely calming sleep scent. So lavender in particular is really good for sleeping. I found that. So I'm going on now to thoughts. So some people say, yeah, I'm doing all these things, and I've got myself in a good routine now, but I fall asleep quite easily. But what happens is, particularly if I get up to go to the toilet, or my sleep's a little bit disturbed, I can't get back to sleep because I've got these thoughts going round and round in my mind about, what if my cancer comes back? What if this happens? What if this happens in a relationship? All these what ifs. And again, you've got to think about, why does this happen? Why are we so worried about everything all the time? And a lot of it is our primal instincts. And, think about, when we lived in caves, going back to those days, if you weren't worried about things and if you weren't on constant alert, you're quite likely to get killed. And so your body's natural tendency, if there's something that's a danger, even if it's a perceived danger or something that you've worried about, is to keep you on high alert. And that's exhausting. And you cannot function like that for any period of time. You know that, it's going to wear you down. So you must make a conscious effort. So if your thought's going to wake you up, okay, to me, it really helps me now. I've got a lot of comfort from the fact that I know I've got a recovery plan for my cancer, for my mind, body and spirit. There's no guarantees, nobody's guaranteeing anything, but I've got a plan. I've got something I'm working towards. I've got something I'm focused on. I've got lots of tips, tools, techniques that I share with other people that work. I know they work not everything works for everybody, but having a plan, having not just aimlessly just thinking, well, I'll wait and see what happens. For me, having a plan was one of the best things that I did, because it helped me to relax and just, if you like, give it up. Some people give it up to God or the universe or whatever, but just give up that worrying and thinking about things that you can't control. There's certain things you can control, and your nutrition and looking after your mindset and cultivating a positive mindset is something that's taken me a while to do. Because I've suffered with depression in the past, but now really cultivate a positive outlook on life, and that helps me to sleep. The other thing you might want to try, and there's loads of apps now, and there's loads of stuff on YouTube, free stuff you can get, is meditations. You can download a meditation. So if those thoughts are waking you up in the night, you can pop your earphones in and you can listen to a meditation. Find one that you like, find a voice that you like listening to. The other thing that you can practice, and again, there's stuff online that you can find for this, is a controlled deep breathing. So we take breathing for granted, don't we? Oh, everybody breathes. But actually, if you are anxious and you're agitated and you're unable to sleep, a breathing exercise can really, really help you sleep as well. Just focusing on your breathing. The other thing that's really good as well is progressive muscle relaxation. If you think about this, quite often when you listen to these meditation tapes, they'll say, right, relax your body. Start with your head, relax the muscles in your face, relax the muscles in your neck, relax the muscles in your shoulder, and then your arms. And you can do that for yourself. You can do a body scan slowly, and just think about all the areas of your body and relax them, because sometimes we don't realise, and I do this with my shoulders. I know when I'm tense, I feel my shoulders go up, and sometimes when I relax and then I go, oh, my shoulders have come down. So that can be a really good thing to do. All these things and much more tips I've got for you as well, I'm happy to share with you as a coach. I would always remind you this podcast is not a substitute for medical advice. And also, if you are regularly lying awake at night, if you are so anxious that you cannot sleep, I would recommend that you speak to your doctor, speak to your GP, and get some medical advice. I'm not saying that drugs are always the answer, but sometimes for the short term, they can really, really be helpful. And I've used them in the past, not for a long time now. But if you are in that acute place where you really need some medical intervention, reach out and speak to somebody, speak to your doctor. I'm hoping that those tips are useful for you. It's always wonderful to hear from you. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you're struggling with. Let me know if there's any feedback that you want or any topics you'd like me to cover. It's always good to hear from you. Thank you so much for listening. It really means a lot. The feedback that I'm getting about the podcast has blown me away. I've just had a birthday. I'm 61 and I'm on YouTube and I'm doing podcasts, and I'm just absolutely loving what I'm learning and what I'm sharing with people, and the work that I'm doing, the coaching that I'm doing, helping people to blossom, let go of problems that sometimes they've had for years. It's never too late to start a new beginning. And if you're ready for that, I'm here for you. Reach out to me. Let me know how I can help you. As always, I'd urge you to stay safe and stay sane. Take care, my darling. Bye-bye.